Welcome back to Seneschal, everyone. Today we're going to do a quick discussion of the two Battle Sister Bulletins that we've received thus far. First, we'll touch on the Iconography Bulletin. The first thing that struck me was the date on the sketches, 2017, so it is nice to know that they have been working on this project for a good long time. Though, given the 3D rendering of that very first Battle Sister we saw, I feel like that showed that time and attention was being paid, but still nice to have this as an extra reminder. After the excitement of the date, looking over the sketches, I picked out a few that called to me. Namely the chalice with the flaming fleur-de-lis, and the cross with the flaming skull at the top on the first page, the thorny rose with the radiant angel wings above it, and the rose with the fleur-de-lis emblazoned armored fist on the second page. I felt those were striking images that made me think of Sisters Battle specifically, rather than just the grimdark setting or the Imperium as a whole. I also appreciated the discussion of order-specific iconography, and the callback to Gog Vandire, and the creation of the Adepta Sororitas. I think my favorite of the Evan Chalice art would be the chalice atop of the banners with the Imperial Aquila on top, as well as the radiant figure holding the severed head of Vandire before the reverent masses of the Sisters Faithful. I look forward to seeing these details come into being on some models, special characters, or on transfer sheets we can look forward to. Just little touches on the models to show that care and time has been taken in the creation of this new line would be appreciated. Next, we'll go over the second Battle Sister Bulletin that touches on the rules and tweaks we can hopefully see, as well as that our feedback has been reaching them. That being said, I hope you did get your feedback in, as now it appears it is too late to impact the creation of the codex. This has no special knowledge behind it, but I have heard that there's about a 6-month time lapse between rules being finalized and printed and coming to the stores. So assuming that is true and they're almost done, we may be able to guess at a September or October release date for our new items. Again, this assumes that what I heard was actually true, so lots of salt there. So to touch on the rules issues they address, first, Acts of Faith, and I feel like the vast majority of people will agree on this issue. They seem to focus on the unreliability of Acts of Faith due to the Test of Faith rule, which I agree is an issue, but I do hope that they will also look at tweaking what some of the current acts do, assuming they make it through the change at all. They state they are planning to rebuild acts from the ground up, so it'll be interesting to see what they mean by that, if this is a rollback to a previous system with some of the tweaks to what the acts do or how they work, or just a complete ground up rebuilding into a brand new beast. Secondly, we have the Exorcist Mr. Launcher, which again I think is a model in need of some tweaking, though to put it second on the biggest issues list, I'm not really sure about. They don't really give us much insight into the possible fixes they're looking at, other than stating it will be, quote, more consistent in its damage dealing. So I hope that that is something related to making the number of shots more consistent, though I can also see them going the opposite direction and making it like the Mechanicus tank that does d6 damage but never less than 3. Lastly, we have the Celestin squads, and this is another one I feel like we can all agree needed an overhaul. They admit that they have difficulty, quote-unquote, competing with the other elite choices. I hope that means they're just going to look at our glut of elite options in general and maybe shift something to a troop slot or something like that to clear out the elite choices from just being so jam-packed when we have one troop choice and like 8 elite options. So hopefully they'll be tweaking that as well. The plan to add a thematic ability or two to help them have more of an impact, I hope means A, getting a Savior Protocol style Lookout Sir as a tweak to their kit, but also that they will look at giving them weapon options they lost coming into 8th edition. Now that brings us to the end of the first 2 Battle Sister Bulletins. I'm excited to see the next one and have hope based on what we've seen in these first 2. I like the iconography. I agree with most of their list of the top 3 issues in the Beta Codex. I think Death Cult Assassins or Pension needed more work than an Exorcist, but since I own like 6 Exorcists, I really wouldn't mind having a reason to bring 3 every game. What do you guys think? Anything you would like to see in the top 3 issues list? And what about iconography? Anything you'd particularly like to see or would like to see on a model? As always, thank you for joining me. Have fun wargaming, and Ave Imperator.